this Progressive Scholarship was an idea to help sort of a select group of our students go to Colby Sawyer College. And it's a great small liberal arts school up in New Hampshire. There weren't very many African Americans from urban settings there. It was a pretty white place. So they were looking to make their population more diverse, and our kids were kind of heroes. They were the first ones in.
It wasn't a lot of diversity on campus when I first went to Colby Sawyer, and it was just like me and like the other 5 students from North Lawndale who came with me. And now I see more minority students, not just African American. It's changed a lot, and I see that a lot of people are more open to my culture as well.
Colby Sawyer is in beautiful, wonderful, rural New Hampshire. And so we wanted to be able to provide this fantastic educational opportunity to students who came from an urban environment, who came from cities, because we thought that students from those populations would bring a lot to our community.
You go from like living in a dense, like a real dense neighborhood, like, you know, apartments on every block, you know, a whole lot of kids and a whole lot of people and, you know, neighbors real close, into Colby Sawyer College. Like, it's really nothing around. The distance between you and your neighbor's house can be like, you know, a mile or something.
When we first got there, it was weird to know that everybody loves saying good morning and hi. Like, I was used to it at North Lawndale, but I wasn't used to it outside of the school and everywhere else. Just like strangers saying hi or whatever. It's just like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you like smiling and waving? Because I'm just used to just like, you know, you walk past a stranger, y'all keep going your own ways, not having to acknowledge that, you know, they exist. It wasn't really, you know, what I was used to.
Coming from Chicago, where, you know, I'm around more than the majority of people that look like myself, to a place where, you know, I'm around people who don't quite look like me. It made me uncomfortable a bit because this is not what I'm used to. My mindset is like, Jeremy, how do you adapt to this? How do you adjust to this to be able to survive these 4 years here?
This is not easy. You know, I think the college made some assumptions that would be, oh, we'll just get these black kids up here and it'll be different. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple at all. You know, how races can be together is never a simple question in America.
We started to realize that there were some tensions, there were some insensitivities, and there were some issues that we were going to have to address.
When we first got on campus, it was like a lot of things that we expected out of the program, the Progressive Scholar Program itself, that we felt like that we weren't getting. And the first thing we started doing was advocating for what we wanted. We had a meeting with the president, and we discussed how we wanted a student development center. Like, they took it upon themselves to actually build a student center because we advocated for it.
I think we addressed the issues with conversation, hard conversation. We addressed the issues by hopefully trying to be honest with each other about everything.
We have visions that how we want the school to be and how it would make not only our lives better, but other college students' lives better as well.
They worked their way through it, and they became really good advocates for themselves, and they realized they had to advocate. If you don't advocate for yourself, no one else will. And to the college's credit, they were really responsive.
When we started out, we thought, well, the staff we already have will provide support for the students, but nobody was particularly designated. So what we did in the 3rd and 4th years was we designated people whose responsibility it was just to be available, to provide support, to provide understanding. And then I think what really happened is human beings have this wonderful capacity to get along. And I think we all just started to get along, and literally the face and the culture of the campus began to change.
Jeremy Winfield, who's also from North Lawndale, he took it upon himself and some other students as well to start a choir.
I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord.
Gospel choir, it was totally foreign to them. Like, they was like, huh? Like, where does stuff come from and all that? And so a lot of people got excited.
It is well with my soul.
When I came as a freshman, I heard about the choir when I was looking at the clubs they had, and it was really fascinating for me because I've always been singing, but gospel is definitely something I've never really tried, so I definitely joined a choir once I heard about it.
I love the choir. It's like there's no church here that I can go to, so this is really the closest thing to my religion for me.
It's bringing another part of home because we're so far away, because we're from Chicago and we're on the East Coast. I really think that it's bringing another piece and another spice to the campus, so a lot of people can know who we are. We're just not, students. Like, we have something else extra to bring to the campus.
And I think that's what they really brought us here for, because they saw what we were able to do and the leadership skills that we had. So I feel like we really made a big impact on this campus. And even when we graduate, me, Jeremy, Jasmine, and Robert, like even when we graduate, I still think what we've started will still continue to grow and become a really big part of this campus and have a really big impact.
There's some specific things to start some new programs, gospel choir, step team, dance team. So those are some things that you can look at numbers-wise, more kids getting involved in specific things. But I think that's really a smaller piece. I think a bigger piece is again, creating opportunities for people to connect and to grow and to learn. And I think for many of the students at Colby Sawyer, it's predominantly a white school. They probably came from similar backgrounds, predominantly white background, and now they had an opportunity to meet people from different part of the country, different heritage, and just open up their mindset to, wow, I can learn meeting new people, and I had to do the same thing in my approach to the world. And I think Colby Sawyer, the community feels richer as a result.
Now, percentage of minorities has increased from 4% to 17%, and that's a huge jump of numbers.
If I didn't have them here, I don't think it would feel too much like a home. For me, becoming in as a freshman and seeing that how they have really made it a better way for me to come in is amazing, because I probably couldn't deal with half of the things that the seniors had to deal with when they first came to Colby Sawyer.
I know I'm really grateful for the early Progressive Scholars who really made this program with their commitment, with their tenacity, with their compassion, and with their concern. So I think my advice to any new Progressive Scholar would be, we all owe a debt of gratitude to those who came before.
They really opened my eyes to knowing what's around me and knowing different people and learning how to deal with being away from home and dealing with different race groups.
We're pretty much like a nice small family. We talk to each other a lot. We all come from the same place, so we can share experience and the differences here, because we understand where each other is coming from. You didn't feel like you were just alone by yourself on an island, just on the other side of the country, so that helped a lot.
No one really wanted anybody else to leave or to be sad, because like we all in this together. Like if it was only two of us went, it might not have been as successful as it was. We've always supported each other, whatever we've done on campus or off campus. I think having the support group from the school helped to make it all 4 years.
Hey, what's up? I'm so proud of you. What's up?
I was excited for both my mom and my grandmother to be here to witness a major point in my life and accomplishing what I've accomplished over these 4 years.
Jeremy was the first to graduate from his family. This is very big for him and his family, so I'm just proud of him because of that.
My dad, he's like I think he's more excited than I am, because he's steady taking pictures, but I mean, he's proud, my sister's proud, like, all my friends are proud.
I was really excited. Walking by the tent, I was like, oh wow, she finna do it. She finna do it. Thank God, it was an emotional moment for me.
This big gigantic tent outside, probably 3,000 people under the tent. And they had the music, it was like big regal, like a king coming in, and all the graduates come in. And then the president gets up, and before the ceremony starts, he says,
"Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy is a graduate of North Lawndale High School. Today, our first class from North Lawndale High School graduates, and we extend a special welcome to everybody from Chicago who is here to join us."
First thing he says. And everybody applauded, but to my way of thinking, it was him acknowledging what a big deal they were for this college who really wanted it to be diverse and kind of didn't know how to get there. So when the president starts off with that remark, it lets you know institutionally how much what our kids did and what they contributed, how valuable it all was.
It was a good moment. It was like a good feeling to hear people cheering for me. And then the president, he tried to like have a long conversation. He's like, I'm really proud of you, proud of what you did at the college and stuff like that. And he just gave me my diploma, and it was like, oh, I'm walking off stage now like I have what I've came for, you know.
And I feel proud of myself. I feel proud of all the seniors who have paved the way for the underclassmen to have a better experience than we did. I mean, you have to crawl before you walk sometimes. So I really think that our impact as freshmen until now, it has been really good.
Robert Lewis Stewart III. Jeremy Deshaun Winfield.
I felt pride and joy, and the opportunity just to witness it with the families sharing that same amount. You know, I'm just an observer. You know, I'm part of an NLCP family, but it's different. Watching moms and grandmas and dads seeing their children really achieve a dream and a goal.
I'm happy to report that we've sent kids every year for the last 4 years, and now there's progressive scholars from other schools, from other high schools going there as well. So it really helped out Colby Sawyer, and of course it helped us out.
You change a community. You make the community richer. So I think we've done that. You know, I'm walking around campus now, and I see people, hear people speaking differently, listening to different music, talking to one another about their experience that I never saw before.
Of the original 7, all 7 have graduated, 5 of whom have graduated from Colby Sawyer. So these are terrific outcomes. It's really been mutually beneficial.